Imagine this. You're lying in bed, exhausted, but your mind won't let you sleep. Thoughts spiral, replaying past conversations, analyzing every decision, predicting worst case scenarios. The more you try to stop, the louder they get. Why does this happen? The human mind is wired for problem solving. It constantly scans for threats, analyzes situations, and tries to predict the future. In ancient times, this was useful for survival. But in today's world, where there are no tigers lurking in the bushes, this same mental habit turns against us. Overthinking gives the illusion of control. You believe that if you just think long enough, you'll find the perfect solution, avoid mistakes, or prepare for every possible outcome. But in reality, overthinking is a trap. Instead of bringing clarity, it drowns you in doubt. Instead of solving problems, it creates them. And the worst part, the more you engage with these thoughts, the harder it becomes to step out of the mental maze. But what exactly does overthinking do to us? Let's explore that next. How overthinking steals your peace. Overthinking isn't just exhausting, it's a thief. It steals your joy, your clarity, and your ability to be present. Think about it. Have you ever been so lost in thought that you completely missed what was happening around you? Maybe a friend was talking, but you weren't really listening. Maybe you were eating, but you barely tasted the food. This is what overthinking does. It disconnects you from life itself. Instead of experiencing the moment, you live in a mental fog, reliving old regrets, fearing the future, analyzing what others think of you. And the worst part? None of it changes reality. Overthinking leads to anxiety because your mind constantly jumps to negative outcomes. Stress because you feel overwhelmed by decisions. Paralysis because the more you analyze, the harder it is to act. The irony is that the more you think, the less clear things become. The mind, like water, becomes murky when disturbed. So, if overthinking creates so much suffering, what's the alternative? Mindfulness. The power of mindfulness. If overthinking is a storm, mindfulness is the clear sky behind it. Many people hear the word mindfulness and assume it's just about meditation or relaxation. But mindfulness is much more than that. It's the art of being fully present in your life. Imagine drinking a cup of tea. If you're lost in thought, you barely notice the warmth, the aroma, or the taste. But if you drink it mindfully, you experience it fully. It's no longer just tea, it's a moment of peace. Mindfulness is the ability to step out of the endless stream of thoughts and simply be here, now. Instead of drowning in worries about the future or regrets from the past, you anchor yourself in reality. The breath, the sensations, the sounds around you, they become your home. And here's the magic. The moment you become present, overthinking loses its power. You don't have to fight your thoughts, you just have to stop feeding them. Signs you're overthinking without realizing. Overthinking isn't always obvious. Sometimes it disguises itself as productivity, preparation, or even intelligence, but in reality, it's just mental clutter. Here are some subtle signs that you might be overthinking without realizing it. You replay past conversations, analyzing what you said, how the other person reacted, and what you should have said instead. You struggle to make decisions because you overanalyze every possible outcome, fearing you'll make the wrong choice. You constantly seek reassurance, needing others to validate your thoughts, choices, or feelings. You anticipate problems that haven't happened, always preparing for the worst, even when there's no real danger. You have trouble sleeping because your mind won't stop running, replaying the day, or planning the next. The truth is, overthinking feels productive, but it's just mental noise. It drains your energy without bringing real solutions. Practical steps to shift from overthinking to mindfulness. Breaking free from overthinking isn't about suppressing thoughts. It's about shifting your attention to the present moment. Here are practical steps to help you do that. 1. Anchor yourself in the senses. Overthinking pulls you into the mind. To escape, return to your body. Feel your feet touching the ground. Notice the sensation of your breath. Listen to the sounds around you. Each time you do this, you step out of thought and into reality. 2. Name your thoughts. Instead of getting lost in thoughts, label them. This is a worry. This is a doubt. This is planning. By naming them, you separate yourself from them. You become the observer, not the prisoner. 3. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. When your mind spirals, pause and notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. This pulls you out of thought and into the present. 4. Focus on the breath. Your breath is always in the present moment. Whenever overthinking strikes, take slow, deep breaths and simply observe them. Over time, these small shifts create a life of presence instead of mental chaos. Overthinking is like gripping a rope too tightly, afraid to loosen your hold. But the tighter you squeeze, the more drained you feel. Letting go doesn't mean ignoring your thoughts. It means realizing you don't have to hold on to all of them. 1. Accept that some questions have no answers. Your mind craves certainty, but life doesn't work that way. Instead of obsessing over endless what-ifs, remind yourself, I don't need to have all the answers right now. 2. Trust that clarity comes in stillness, not overanalysis. Think of a muddy lake. If you keep stirring the water, it stays murky, but when you stop, the sediment settles and the water clears up. Your mind works the same way. Sometimes, the best way to find clarity is to stop forcing it. 3. Let thoughts pass like clouds. You are not your thoughts. They come and go like clouds in the sky. Instead of getting caught up in them, simply observe and let them drift away. 4. Shift from control to flow. Overthinking is your mind's way of trying to control life. But mindfulness is about surrendering to life. Instead of fearing uncertainty, welcome it. Instead of forcing answers, allow them to surface naturally. When you truly let go, you realize something profound. You were never stuck. The door was open all along. Now, let's explore what happens when you fully embrace the present moment. Living in the now, the ultimate freedom. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling completely alive, not weighed down by yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries, but fully present in this moment. That's the freedom mindfulness offers. When you stop overthinking and start living in the now, life feels richer, colors seem brighter, sounds are clearer, and every experience becomes more vivid. You respond to situations with awareness instead of reacting out of fear. You feel an unshakable sense of peace because you're no longer lost in your thoughts. But mindfulness isn't something you achieve once and forget. It's a daily practice. Every time you catch yourself overthinking, gently bring yourself back to the present. Every time anxiety creeps in, take a deep breath and ground yourself. Every time your mind races, remind yourself, I am here, I am now. Because the truth is, life is only happening right now. And when you fully embrace this, you realize the peace you've been searching for was always here, waiting for you. Overthinking keeps you trapped in a cycle of stress, doubt, and mental noise. But mindfulness gives you a way out, a path to step into the present and truly live. Now, ask yourself, what if you spent less time in your head and more time in your life? You don't have to control every thought. You don't need all the answers. You just need to be here. So, take a deep breath. Feel this moment, because this is where peace begins. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on mindfulness and inner peace. And let me know in the comments, what's one thing you'll do today to be more present? See you in the next video. Stay mindful, stay present.